Hi, welcome back. My name is Jazzmin, and I'm your host today for Simply His Lifestyle. I'm so excited to share with you the project that we have going on today, and it is 4 simple DIYs for your Purim celebration. If you didn't know already, I am deciding to do this Purim celebration this year in a more Persian style. Now, it's not authentically Persian, but it's Persian inspired, or Iran inspired. And I'm really excited. I've been studying a lot about their culture, looking at Pinterest, looking at different menu ideas, and if you will click the link below, you can see a menu that I've created, or you can get the actual menu template that I created and download it for free. I'm so excited to share with you today these 4 DIYs that will kind of just enhance and sparkle and take your Purim celebration to another level. And so here I have today, I have number 1, I'm going to be creating napkins. Now napkins I've created out of pillowcases, so you probably won't find these exact ones, but you can do this out of fabric that you get. But I just was in the Goodwill looking for fabric and I found these. So we're going to first start with this. I'm taking like a standard size pillowcase and with a pretty pattern. This is one of those that you have like the fold and you tuck the pillow in. So what I'm going to do is seam rip those pieces apart. And this is not necessary, you can just cut it right there, but I wanted to kind of preserve all the material that was possible. So I'm going to go ahead and seam rip those areas. Here's a close-up version. You just take the seam ripper and just start ripping where the things are, and I try to pull it apart, see, that way it's a little less work. Just pulling, ripping and pulling. Alright, so now that I have the pieces separated, you can see that there. I'm going to actually fold the piece down in half and then take the other piece and lay it down, because I'm going to cut and leave the backing on one of them, if that makes sense. So folding it in half, and I'm going to cut the piece, just the one, that back piece, so that way it becomes 2 separate pieces. Okay, so what I'm doing here is laying out my cloth on a towel. You can use an ironing board, I just didn't feel like getting it out. And just ironing down the seams, or the places where I'm going to sew. Now this one, I decided to fold it up long because I didn't have the back cover, so I wanted to make it thicker. So that's what I did here. So I'm just sewing down the seam there and sewing the edges. Going to iron the edges in which I will sew them down. Ironing them down, then I also want to pin it to keep the edges down. My little book right there, I'm going to show you a picture. I made it in elementary school, which I think is just hilarious. So anyways, folding it up and getting ready to move to the sewing machine. Okay, so here I am at my sewing machine, and I'm taking the pin out to sew it. You always want to do that, protect your machine, pressing the presser foot down and adjusting the settings. I think I'm using the zigzag pattern. Oh, just kidding. I'm using the straight line stitch and just taking it all the way through, pulling it gently to keep that line straight and even. And then I'm back stitching to end the stitch, then lifting the presser foot. So I've trimmed the sides, and I'm just showing you where I sewed. I sewed along each edge here, the middle section, and the other end. And so it gives you that nice tablecloth or napkin look. It's a beautiful pattern. The second one we're going to go into is a little bit more tedious, but it's lanterns. A lot of the Pinterest images that I saw were very lantern inspired, and beautiful like that. And so here's one idea that I've come up with for a lantern, and I actually found it on Pinterest, but I could not find like instructions. So I've made an instructional video that I've used, and you can obviously tweak it. It was not perfect, but I did a good job, I think. So let's see what I came up with. And I also linked the Pinterest link below, which I still haven't been able to find the directions for, so I've kind of created my own. So I'll put those in the directions. Okay, so first you want to cut out a template of the size that you're using of a triangle, and you want to cut out 4 of those. Now, make sure these are even. When I did it, it came out and was not even, so it kind of threw it off, but to make sure they're even. Okay, with the 4 triangles that you have, you're going to make a pyramid. So what I did was just lay them out like next to each other, but up, like pointing upwards and pointing down, if that makes sense. Then I'm going to tape the pieces together. Now what I would do is make them really tight, tape them, and you might even want to secure them later with more tape or with more with like glue, but I just put 2, but I probably would go with 3. And so you see the form of the pyramid there. Alright, now we're going to take and cut 4 pieces of cardboard out in the same size. I'm just using the 2 edges, and then I will cut that middle section into 2, and that was the right size. So just double check to make sure, because you also want this even as well. Now I'm taking my cutout that I've already made for the other one, the design that I've created for the lantern part, and just going to trace it and then cut it out. And I only did 2. You can do 4 if you like. I did only 2 sides of it. It's up to you. You can always do whatever you would like. Alright, so that's the finished product. So now what we're going to do is we're going to lay them out every other, and that will give the 2 light pieces, they'll be like back and front. So then I'm just taping down the edges as well. I probably would put more tape on this section as well, just to keep them firm and not falling apart. This is kind of mainly for the for the spray painting, which you go back and glue later. Now we're going to take some paper, and you can use wrapping paper or anything like that, but I just wanted to use some like stuffing paper that you put in gift bags. I forget what it's called, but I just kind of gave a rough outline. It doesn't have to be perfect, because you're just going to be able to tape it to the box, to your light box on the inside. Now you have the 2 pieces that fit inside the light box. Now we're going to go outside and spray paint. You attach both of the pyramid to the light box. And actually what I would do is, instead of taping it on the outside, I would tape it on the inside. Didn't think about that. Probably spray paint it by itself and then the other part next. But this is a learning process. So probably what I would do is take the tape and put it on the inside. And I'm going to do about 3 coats of paint just to get that. Okay, so now we're assembling it, and we're going to attach the red piece to the inside. We just put some hot glue down there and laid it on there. Simple as that. And now we're just going to seal the box closed with some hot glue. You could definitely use E6000 if you want to make it stronger. I did, and I just knew it wasn't going to be touched, so I thought it would be good enough. And it worked. You just seal it down like that. Alright, so then I had some beads, like Mardi Gras beads or something like that from Dollar Tree, and I wanted to spray paint them gold to decorate the edges of the lamp. So that's what I'm doing here. I just put a simple little couple dots of glue and just stick them right on there. And I just follow that same pattern. Well, I don't do the whole box, I just do the front of it, but you could do the whole box just depending on how you are going to set it up. Alright, and so the third, there we go, DIY is the crowns. Now, they're crowns, they're like napkin ring crowns. Now, you can actually just use the crowns and like sit them on the, in your place setting, or you can do whatever you want with them. But I've decided to kind of use them as a napkin ring holder. That's what my idea is now. I don't know what I will do then. But, so I'll show you how to do this out of paper towel rolls. It's pretty cute. Okay, so to start this project off, you want to get an 8.5 by 11 size sheet of paper, and you'll want to fold it in half. And then fold it in fourths. Make sure that crease is really good. Then you're going to cut in a triangle-like pattern along the open edges. Okay, so then you going to open it up, and you're going to see what you got. You got two pieces from that first section. In the second section, you have to open it up and cut it because it's still connected. Okay, you want to take a paper towel roll and cut it into 3 sections. That's probably like the good size, and I used 2 paper towel rolls to get 4. And then we're going to take our template, our crown piece that we cut out, and we're going to tape it to, or glue it to the paper towel roll. You see me doing here. I'm just gluing it shut. Then we're going to paint the whole thing gold. You can use whatever color you like. You could also paint the inside. I didn't because I'm going to use a napkin ring. Make sure you give it a good coating. And then I'm going to use these gold beads to stick on like jewels. You can get these at the Dollar Tree. I'm not sure where, someone gave these to me, so I'm not really sure where they got them from. But I'm just gluing them to the edge to seal it all in. Just like that. And getting rid of the string. And that's it. Okay, so my last DIY for you today is mason jars. And, well, that's not an idea. I'm not making mason jars. I am going to be decorating the mason jars. It's very simple. I've actually tried a couple different ways. I tried to paint them by freehand. It wasn't my favorite because of the paint that I was using. I probably should have used like a darker, like a more gel-like paint. But, so the second try, I didn't film the first try. The second try, I made with them with stencils. And they're really simple, really cute, but it's just something that you can kind of inspire yourself to come up with your own designs if you're a good artist, or if you want to spend the money to go get the paint. I just had what I had, and so I decided to kind of use what I had. So let's get into it and let's show you how I do it. First, you'll need to clean your jar with alcohol and a cotton swab to get it started. Okay, so for this project you will need stencils, tape, gold paint, paintbrush of different sizes, scissors, a glass jar, and a cup. Now I'm just using some stencils that I found and my mom had given me, and so now I'm going through and selecting which one I like for my design. So I'm going to punch it out, of course, and then we're going to attach it to the jar. Excuse my strange cutting methods. And you want to make sure your jar is clean as possible. I actually did use my second try. I used a cleaner and Glue Gun, and I cleaned off the jars as well, so that's important. And be careful not to cover your holes of the stencil, because then you won't be painting. Now I'm going to use gold to paint the stencil. The paint that I'm using is Enamel's metallic gold, and it's also dishwasher safe. And I'm being careful not to go inside of the stencil, and just to stay right on top of it, because that way it doesn't bleed and ruin the actual design. And that's it, really. I just did it repetitively all over the jar. Let it dry. This is one I freehand painted. It wasn't as perfect as I wanted it to be, but it was still cool. Hi guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm so excited to have shared this information with you. I hope you find something that's helpful, something fun, unique, and a little different than the mainstream that you would normally see. And if you have questions or are excited about celebrating Purim, and you have questions about Purim, why I celebrate it, look in the description box. I have a lot of stuff going on, and I will be putting this information there. I'm just so excited. You guys have a great day, and thank you for watching.